A rich life has nothing to do with money, and everything to do with how full your heart is, how good you feel within your body, and how loving your relationships are. That is true wealth. We pay close attention to many details in our lives to filter out the unnecessary. From spending hours at the supermarket checking food quality and ingredients, to being mindful of the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the time we spend on social media. We block out hate speech, choose our clothing carefully by knowing the fabrics, and scrutinize the products we use on our bodies, even down to toothpaste. When you think about it, that's a lot of filtration just to live a normal life. It has become so challenging, especially when those who manipulate our lives for profit make healthy products difficult to afford, while the cheapest and most heavily marketed items are readily available for consumption. Until last year, I was against the idea of having a child. Seeing the chaos around me, who would want to share this kind of life with the ones they love most? Certainly not me. But after much thought and research, we decided to move out of the city, embrace a minimalist lifestyle, grow our own food, shop at farmers market, and support local businesses. At first, it was a lot of work, but over time it became second nature. It became normal to see olive oil priced at 10 euros per liter, while seed oil costs just 70 cents. It became normal to pass by processed and canned foods, to eat only seasonal fruits and vegetables, and to wait patiently for a year to enjoy a favorite treat. Make your own jam with less sugar and from the wild fruits or grown in your garden. Sun-dry and preserve the fruits for the winter instead of buying canned that contains preservatives. It's me who is in control. I would rather spend my time for my own good health. Of course, this transition didn't happen overnight. The mind still plays tricks, tempting you with that bag of chips on the shelf, suggesting, just this once. But saying no brings more joy than the regret that follows after giving in. If I want chips, I would rather make my own. They might not be as crispy or full of flavors and additives, but you understand my point, right? Recently, I watched a movie called Dark Waters, which truly inspired and moved me. It sparked a desire to discuss these issues and encourage everyone to be more mindful of our precious lives. Because in the end, we are the only ones who truly care about them. The film has stayed with me, replaying in my mind. Some scenes were hard to accept, showing how easily we've been misled into believing something is good for us, when in reality, it's only good for those profiting from it. It's one of those movies that lingers in your thoughts long after it ends. I wonder, when such injustice occurs, How do people sleep at night? Knowing the world is collapsing around them. It seems that for some, the numbers in their accounts outweigh everything else. After completely changing my life, I feel safer for myself and my partner. I wanted to discuss this topic for a long time, but kept postponing it for some reason. Then I watched this movie and listened to a podcast with Casey, her brother Kaylee, and Tucker Carlson. Casey said something that has stayed with me. The number one thing people need to understand is that we need to stop eating ultra-processed food. Every Sunday after I go to the farmer's market, I lay out all the foods on my counter and I pray over them. This is inspiring to me because these atoms and molecules will make up my cells over the week or two. They will become me. I'm going to take on the characteristic of this food. When I stop and trust my intuition, I know this food is healthy for me. What makes me feel good? It's the freshest, most beautiful foods that I'm in complete awe of. Because these molecules and atoms are going into my body, they're going to heal anything wrong, change my gene expression, fortify my immune system, and feed my microbiome, which produces 95% of my serotonin. This allows me to think, have creative ideas, and love my partner. This food will be the foundation of my body and the bodies of my future children. I am in awe and reverence of food. I bless it because it's going to become me.